Let's face it, finding a great criminal lawyer can seem overwhelming, especially at a difficult time. Don't worry, with a few simple steps, you can find the right professional quickly. Today's local leading expert in criminal law will share some great insights and tips on finding the best attorney suited to your needs.
I've been asked the question many times, how do I find a good criminal defense attorney? My recommendation is always, today's the information age, my first stop would be to Google on the internet and try to find an attorney through those means. I wouldn't go to the first one that I see, and certainly just because someone's at the top of a Google search doesn't mean that they're the best criminal defense attorney, but I would use that as a start. I would do some research in that regard, and I would go to their website, and first thing I would look to is to see what is their experience, what is their training, how long have they been a practicing attorney, and in what areas have they been a practicing attorney. The other thing I would see if they've been recognized amongst their peers within the law from a Martindale-Hubbell peer review. For example, I have an AV preeminent Martindale-Hubbell peer review rating. I think that's important not only to consult with the clients that they've represented, but also amongst the peers that they deal with in their profession. The second thing I would also think is very important is to know what the people who these attorneys have represented, what do their clients think of them? And you can do that most of the time if they've got an extensive website. There will be testimonials about their experience having been represented by these attorneys. And if they're not, certainly you can, when you contact the attorney, you can ask for client references. Many times, the way I get clients is through the internet, but many times there are references or referrals from my previous clients, because if you have a happy client, that's your best source of information. But if you have a disgruntled client, you would want to, if I were searching for a criminal defense attorney, I'd want to know those reasons as well. Or that as well, and know the reasons in which they're disgruntled. But I think it's important that you contact the attorney, and once you do contact the attorney, is the attorney the one that calls you back, or is it a secretary that you're dealing with? Because if an attorney isn't going to give you time when you're first looking to hire them, they're likely not to give you a lot of time when they're representing you. And that doesn't mean that you can't talk to a secretary or a paralegal, but at the same time, your case is the most important case that you'll ever have. And if your attorney doesn't feel that your case is important enough to talk to you and discuss that on the front end, then he may not be the right one for you. I also think it's important to speak with the attorney so that the attorney will ask, what are your expectations in hiring me? I ask most of my clients that question, and generally it's a threefold answer. I want to stay out of jail, I want to keep my record clean, and I want my fees to be as low as possible. And that leads me to the last thing. The fee, you want to know what an attorney is going to charge you, if it's a fair fee, and you do that by checking more than one criminal defense attorney. You definitely, I tell my clients all the time, you don't want to go to the cheapest guy in town. I use the analogy, if you're sick and you go to the doctor, you don't want to go to the one that's the cheapest doctor in town. You're going to want to go to the one that's going to heal you. Sometimes you pay a little more to get healed, but if you go to the cheapest doctor in town, usually you're going to get what you pay for. So I think it's important that there's some transparency, that you know what you're being charged, what you're being charged for, and if any lawyer ever guarantees you a result, you should run and not walk out of their office, because they cannot guarantee. We ethically cannot guarantee anything, and except for experience, knowledge, and hard work. And that's what we believe at Hayes Law Firm is critical in the success that we've had in representing clients in criminal defense. If you'd like more information about the Hayes Law Firm, please visit our website at hayesmslawyer.com or call the office at area code 662-890-6909, and we'll be happy to discuss how we may be able to assist you.
Now that's pretty incredible, isn't it? With the right approach to finding the best lawyer, anything is possible. Are you interested in finding out more information? You can contact today's expert at the number on your screen. Thanks for stopping by.